the rap game can be dangerous. Many artists come from neighborhoods where violence is common, and just because they get successful doesn't mean that violence doesn't follow them into stardom. Here's a look at a few popular rappers who have had close calls and almost got caught lacking. Chief Keef. Keith Cozart, aka Chief Keef, is a mumble rap legend who grew up on the south side of Chicago. Every hip-hop fan knows the Chief Keef story. He was born and raised in the Parkway Gardens houses in an area the locals call O Block. He started to gain buzz in Chicago when he was only 16 and catapulted to stardom the following year with iconic hits like Love Sosa and Not On Light. The South Side is known for poverty and violence, and Chief Keef is an alleged member of the Black Disciples, a large gang that runs O Block. He's had numerous encounters with the law and has been in several violent altercations, including getting shot at not once, but twice. In 2011, he was arrested and charged with the manufacturing and distribution of heroin and was sentenced to house arrest. At the time, he was only 15 and lived with his grandmother in Parkway Gardens. In December of that same year, he left his grandmother's house and was spotted by police holding a coat over his hands by his waist. When they stopped and questioned him, he dropped the coat, pointed a gun at them, and ran away. Police shot at him, but missed. They eventually tracked him down, arrested him for weapons possession, and he was put back on house arrest. This incident only magnified the legend of Chief Keef, and rumors started to circulate online that he had been shot and killed. He released a mixtape titled Back from the Dead the following year, playing off the hype. But that wasn't the only time Chief Keef got caught lacking. He was also shot at in New York City outside the W Hotel in Times Square, over beef with the notorious Tekashi 6ix9ine. Chief was one of the many rappers 6ix9ine had beef with before his reign of terror, where he trolled half the music industry. Things escalated when 6ix9ine started flirting with rapper Cuban Dog on Instagram Live, who was dating Chief Keef's cousin Tato at the time.
I've been asking for a feature.
Man, listen, we can't even go there. First of all,
I'm asking. I don't know how it started.
Tato did not take kindly to 6ix9ine hitting on his girlfriend and went on to threaten him over social media, warning him that I kill people.
Yo, blood, listen to me. You hear me? You hear me? You hear me? Shut the nigga, you do not kill nobody.
Later that month, 6ix9ine doubled down and posted a video to social media dissing Chief Keef, Lil Reese, and all the other members of GBE, with Cuban Dog lurking in the background.
What I did 4 years ago, 3 years ago, and living y'all raps, y'all don't do. I know that personally. But y'all gonna give me 48 hours? Yo, wait 2 months. Yo, this nigga gonna die? Where I'ma die? Fuck Chief Keef, fuck Lil Reese, fuck all them niggas. Fuck y'all niggas talking about, nigga. This fucking Treyway, nigga. I bet y'all niggas pull up to New Jersey now, nigga. Jersey ain't my city, but my brothers is there, you heard me? You know what I'm saying?
This led to Keef, Trippie Redd, and Tato teaming up for a 6ix9ine diss track called I Kill People on June 1st, 2018. The next day, Chief Keef was on his way back to his hotel in Times Square at around 6 a.m. after a night of drinking, and he was shot at by 2 masked men. Tekashi originally denied having any involvement in the shooting TMZ.
I don't know, we don't play with guns, man, you know what I'm saying? Tekashi 6ix9ine's for the kids, you know what I'm saying? We don't promote no gun violence, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's all rainbows and peace.
Yeah. So everything's good, you and Fetty Wap and all that? Like,
yeah, hey, that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? We got a platinum record together.
But later that year, after 6ix9ine was arrested for his involvement with the 9 Trey Bloods, another video was leaked to TMZ where he brags about putting a hit out on Tato and Chief Keef.
I know how the streets go, blood. What was the last person? What's the last person you shot? What's the last person you shot? What's the last time you shot? You mean Chief got a? You mean Sosa got a show?
Hey, you wanna link up though? I ain't finna argue with you, bro.
Where you at, blood? Yeah, I got a 30 pack right now, blood. 30 pack. Swear to God, I got a 30 pack, blood.
what's up, family? What's up, family?
Cash.
What's going on, family?
In his testimony in court, 6ix9ine admits that he paid 9 Trey members Anthony Harv Ellison and Ali Jeremiah Nuke Mack $20,000 to kill Chief Keef. However, he only paid them $10,000 after the hit was discovered that they missed the intended target. So despite his notoriety and street connections, 6ix9ine still couldn't catch Chief Keef lacking. But Keef isn't the only popular rapper to almost get caught lacking. This next rapper has been jumped and robbed not only once, but twice. Talk about lacking. Rich the Kid. Dimitri Leslie Roger, better known as Rich the Kid, is a popular rapper originally from Queens, New York, but raised in Atlanta. He's well known for his Rich Forever label and his frequent collaborations with many high-profile acts like Migos, Young Thug, Soulja Boy, Gucci Mane, and more. But despite all his success, Rich the Kid has almost been caught lacking on several occasions. 2018, Rich the Kid was dating Instagram model Tori Hughes, aka Tori Bricks. On June 15th of that year, Rich was the victim of a home invasion while he was staying with her. According to the police report, several armed men entered the home demanding money. Rich confronted them but was beaten severely, and the men got away with a large amount of cash and jewelry. Sources originally claimed that the robbery was an inside job because the robbers did not break in, but simply walked through the front door. Fans on social media speculated that Bricks might have set them up because it was her apartment, although Rich later took to Instagram Live to dispel those rumors.
Tori Bricks did not set me up, bro. Y'all quit saying that.
But Rich the Kid did not learn his lesson and was almost caught lacking a second time the following year. On February 19, 2019, Rich the Kid was robbed again outside of the Westlake recording studio in West Hollywood, California. Rich was in the studio recording his own album at the same time Usher was recording. Earlier that day, Rich had posted a photo to Instagram holding stacks of money with the caption, "Always in the bank, Mo deposit." A few hours later, as Rich the Kid was leaving the studio, 3 armed men confronted him, demanding the stacks of cash.
Rapper Rich the Kid, one of the potential victims in an attempted robbery and assault in West Hollywood. It happened near Santa Monica Boulevard and Greenacre Avenue. Sheriff's officials say shots were fired during all this. It's not clear who fired those shots. We did see paramedics treating people at the scene.
Authorities believe that the Instagram post was the motive behind the attack. They must have used the photo to track Rich's location and waited for him outside the studio. Rich was not seriously harmed in the attack, but the robbers did let off several shots before escaping. Hopefully, Rich the Kid has learned to be more careful. He was robbed and nearly shot twice in the past few years and has lost a significant amount of cash and jewelry. So either he needs to beef up his security or he needs to quit posting his money and whereabouts online. But Rich the Kid isn't the only Atlanta rapper who was almost caught lacking. This next rapper nearly lost his life in a deadly shooting. Young Thug. Jeffrey Lamar Williams, better known as Young Thug, is a rapper from Atlanta, Georgia. Thug is known for his eccentric behavior, unique delivery, and wild fashion sense. He grew up in the Sylvan Hills of Atlanta, also called Zone 3, and was one of 12 children. He started gaining a buzz after signing to Gucci Mane's 1017 Brick Squad label in 2013 and started to gain national attention for his involvement in Rich Gang with Birdman and Rich Homie Quan. He's best known for hits like Best Friend and Danny Glover, as well as his high-profile collaborations with artists ranging from Travis Scott to Camila Cabello. Despite his odd behavior and taste for women's dresses, Thug is from a violent part of Atlanta and is an alleged member of the Bloods. His street cred is well established and he's a good friend with some of the realest rappers in Atlanta. Thug has been involved in numerous violent altercations, including a time when his tour bus was shot up in Miami.
Horror on the highway after gunfire erupts right on I-95, leaving 3 people shot.
And the victims riding in a party bus, others in an SUV, and all of them part of a well-known rapper's entourage.
Young Thug and his entourage became the apparent victims of a drive-by shooting that went down this morning on I-95.
After a performance at Live nightclub in Miami, Thug's entourage boarded a fleet of party buses to head back to the hotel. Although many members of his team and close friends were on the bus, Thug trailed behind in a Ferrari. On I-95 in Miami, a different vehicle pulled up alongside the bus and a passenger opened fire. A woman on the bus was shot and several people were treated for injuries, but none were life-threatening. Whoever fired the shots was targeting Thug, but did not realize he was in a different vehicle. No arrests were made, and Thug and his people didn't give much for police to go on. It isn't entirely clear who was trying to kill Young Thug that night. Perhaps it was old street beef coming back to haunt him. Some have speculated that it may have had to do with his involvement in a different tour bus shooting, one that targeted his idol and rival, Lil Wayne. Wayne was Thug's favorite artist growing up, and much of his style was inspired by the Holly Grove rapper. However, early in his career, Wayne did not show the same appreciation. Thug's association with his mentor and ex-father figure, Birdman, didn't help their relationship either. Around the time that Thug was part of Rich Gang, Wayne was in the middle of a huge lawsuit against Birdman over unpaid royalties. In 2014, Wayne claimed on Twitter that he was attempting to release his 5th installment of his Carter series, but it was being held up by Cash Money. Still hurt from Wayne's dismissal of him, Thug proclaimed he was the new Lil Wayne and announced his next album would be called The Carter 6. Wayne reacted to that by dissing Cash Money on stage and throwing shots at the album art Thug had teased.
Whoever it is in this motherfucker, y'all let them know I said, fuck. The money! Going further, I want y'all to do me a favor and stop listening to songs of niggas that pose naked on their motherfucking album.
A few days later, Wayne's legal team filed a lawsuit to stop Thug from titling his album Carter 6, so he changed it to Barter 6. This prompted Wayne to diss him again on stage, saying there is no Carter 6.
For any other albums that dropped recently, tell them I say suck my dick. Carter 5 coming soon. Ain't no motherfucking such thing as Carter 6.
Then on April 26, 2015, Lil Wayne was performing at a venue called The Compound. On the same night, Thug was performing a concert in Wayne's home state of Louisiana and was booed off stage. At the same moment, Thug's road manager, Jimmy Carlson Wheatley, aka Pee Wee Roscoe, drove to The Compound in a white Camaro. There was an altercation outside the venue, and witnesses claimed that Pee Wee shouted that if he wasn't let in, he would spray the bus. Police escorted Wayne's bus back to his hotel for safety, but had to leave him at the Cobb County line because they were entering into a new jurisdiction. It was then that authorities claimed Pee Wee pulled up in the white Camaro and shot up the bus. Pee Wee was arrested for the shooting and sentenced to 10 years in prison. Birdman and Thug were both named in the incitement, but no charges were filed against them. A lawsuit that the tour bus driver filed later on revealed that Thug had called Pee Wee 8 times just before the shooting, and that Pee Wee called Birdman just minutes after the incident. Pee Wee never implicated Thug or Birdman in the shooting, and both claimed that they were not involved, but many fans have speculated that they ordered the hit. There's no evidence to suggest that the two tour bus shootings are related. However, without much other evidence to go on, fans have made speculations. Luckily, both artists escaped unscathed, even though they almost got caught lacking.